the joy of life. Helping others is the way we help ourselves. As a salesperson, our job is not to judge. Our job is not to figure out someone deserves something. So, be in touch with everyone and keep helping, because sometimes someone comes into our life and changes everything. Here is a true story. At Stanford University, a young 18-year-old student was struggling to pay his fees. He was an orphan and not knowing where to turn for money. He came up with a bright idea. He and his friend decided to host a musical concert on campus to raise money for their education. They reached out to the great pianist Ignacy J. Paderewski. His manager demanded a guaranteed fee of $2,000 for the piano recital. The deal was struck and the boys began to work to make the concert a success. The big day arrived. Paderewski performed at Stanford, but unfortunately they had not managed to sell enough tickets. The total collection was only $1,600. Disappointed, they went to Paderewski and explained their plight. They gave him the entire $1,600 plus a check for the balance of $400. They promised to honor the check soonest possible. No, said Paderewski, this is not acceptable. He tore up the check, returned the $1,600 and told the boys, here is the $1,600. Please deduct whatever expenses you have incurred. Keep the money you need for your fees and just give me whatever is left. The boys were surprised and thanked him profusely. It was a small act of kindness, but it clearly marked out Paderewski as a great human being. Paderewski later went on to become the Prime Minister of Poland. He was a great leader, but unfortunately, when the World War began, Poland was ravaged. There were over 1.5 million people starving in his country and no money to feed them. Paderewski did not know where to turn for help. He reached out to the US Food and Relief Administration for help. At the time, Mr. Herbert Hoover was the US President. Hoover agreed to help and quickly shipped tons of food grains to feed the starving Polish people. A calamity was averted. Paderewski was relieved. He decided to go across to meet Hoover and personally thank him. When Paderewski began to thank Hoover for his noble gesture, Hoover quickly interjected and said, "You should not be thanking me, Mr. Prime Minister. You may not remember this, but several years ago, you helped two young students go through college in the US. I was one of them." Friends, the world is a wonderful place. What goes around usually comes around. Thank you.